Well, after getting out of that trade, we did get up to the 58 area, so I clicked through the 57s, but we're happy with the 56s. We're going to take a break. We're going to update the spreadsheet, and I'd like to get back into the market on a retracement here. We're 5 minutes left in the H period, heading into the I period. I'd like to get aboard before the afternoon session comes. So we have a close eye, even though I'm working on some other stuff. We haven't had much of a retracement, hardly at all. Just a point from any particular new high ground. It makes it difficult to get in and feel comfortable about it. We're back into the morning cluster here too. So we'll see if they shake out any weak longs here and look to get aboard. Well, it's funny, when we were consolidating just a minute ago in the 57s, I could just said to myself, I could feel this thing was going to break up. And sure enough, now we're in the 59s. We're still looking for a retracement. But like I say, this whole stair step back to the 60 area, 63 area, 2 area, 1 area, whatever you want to call this area up here, has been like that. So we're just going to try to be patient here. We're just not getting any retracements. We're going to take the 58s, long 258. Couple of reasons we took the 58s was we weren't very patient. That was one reason. Second reason, we saw 1800 cross trade at 1395 there, and the pullback column's been remaining neutral to a slight negative, and our first point target's only up at 5950, which is below the high here at 5975 of this period. So we're just opened up the I period. We're 4 minutes into it. We haven't retraced very far, neither have we on any of the incremental steps up to this point. So I think the worst case scenario, we're going to retest 55. If we retest 55, then I'll be close to getting stopped out with our 3-point hard stop. But I think it's a good bet at this point. If we get stopped out at 55, then there's a chance the market could retest the 51s. But if it retested the G period low, I would think we would head toward the A period at that point. So I think our 3-point stop is pretty good at 55, and I feel comfortable here with this trade. Well, now we're starting to build some bid volume. We're driving the bid below that 21. I don't like this activity. Don't like this activity in here. On the broader scale of things, we can compare it to the 1320 column. Well, you can still see the 1320 column here. We don't want to get too much further below the 1320 column at the 995 cross trade. Right below, right below that on the column that you can't see, the 1315 time column, there's 55, 55 and a quarter, 55.50. There's a block of substantial bid activity there that drove us up to the 59s. Unfortunately, that's right where our 3-point stop is. So when we get there, we have a decision to make. Now, this is my feeling. Since we've identified an area that should hold 1300, 1792, and 1449 are three price levels of significant volume, almost 6,000 contracts there in the bid, and the price moved higher. I would be hesitant to just keep a 55 hard stop in. So we're going to pull any hard stop and let the market, if it does want to retest the 55, let it retest the 55 and make a decision from there. Our bias is still looking for a higher close than where we are, or higher high than where we are right currently. With the additional significant amount of cross trade came in, that I think that saved us there.
Finally, after suffering the 56 test, we see a little action on the ask, a little initiative action on the ask. We never did test that block of bid action that propelled us up to the 59s in this period, down in the 55, 55 and a quarter, 55 and a half area. So we need to bust over the 58s. Our target's 59.50 for the first contract. Well, we're clicking 95.50. There's our fill. Wow, that was a quick retracement. See that? Clicked on 95, 59.75, and all the way the next reversal bar opened up at 58.50. Don't see that a lot, but okay. So we got our 59.50. Our stop now is 56, 2 points below. Well, the J period just opened up. We pushed against the 59.75s a couple times. That worries me a bit. That's a double top up there. Our stop, of course, is set hard at 56. Of course, the J period could very well be the period that tries to shake weak longs out. and knowing the 55 right below us was a good support level. So we're going to keep a close eye on this, and it would be a tragedy if we got stopped out, after making the first target, getting stopped out, would give us just a tiny little loss. But then my experience with the J period sometimes is, you'll have these sharp reversals after they get the weak longs out, and boom, we are off potentially today on a nice end of the day rally. I'm just dying to be part of a short covering rally sometime, or a long liquidation sell-off sometime. Either or would be just a wonderful experience. I've never actually experienced that, so we're looking for a first. And so we're going to stand tight, and if we do get stopped out at 56, we're going to be real quick on the trigger to try to find another area to get back in if the data tells us so. You might have just seen the J period low there at the 57s. It never got to the 56s. There was a little cross trade in the 56, mid 56s, and then all of a sudden it hit the bid, it hit the ask, boom, 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 and we're back up to the 59 area. So now what we need to do is break above the 60. We need to break above the J and I and H and E period high, and if we can do that, there's a real good chance that we're going to get some conversion of shorts into longs, and that's going to be exciting. We only have our one contract left. We got rid of the other one earlier, so we'll let this one ride maybe into the close. I've tried that a couple times before. It hasn't worked, but I wouldn't mind trying it again. What's the worst case scenario? We break even on this trade?
Okay, here's the sell-off. They're taking it down on low volume here. 56 is our target stop. We're going to be looking for a re-entry or a reason not to take the 56 stop. It's only one contract, so not all that concerned about it. We see volume building into 56.5 here. 1,600 contracts. That gives us a feeling that the J period test here is not all that real, you might say. Real, the right word? Alright, now move below our 56. Now, since we didn't take the actual stop and get out, we'll suffer here with our decision for a little bit and see if we can mitigate this situation with the use of some analytical data. Alright, we're back in the 55, 75, 56 area. I really have a desire to be long into the close, and the hell if I'm going to let the J period fake me out here. So we are still in the market, and what we are going to do now, since we know the 55 was an area of support, we're going to put our stop just a little bit lower at 54. Let me see exactly, 54. Yeah, we're going to put our stop at 54. That puts us at risk exposure for one contract of just a couple $100. So that's not too bad. I mean, a couple $100 is worse than $25 where our original 56 stop was. But considering we know the 55 areas had some good buying, and we are pretty comfortable in our conviction that this J period retracement is just a fake out, I think it's worth a shot. So there you have it. 54 though is a hard stop. If we click 54, we're out of the market, and we'll look for re-entry and reconsider the deal here. Let the video run. We only have about a minute to run on the video, but we'll let it run for a little bit here. We didn't click 54, we clicked 54.25. Alright, we're going to pause the video. Alright, we got stopped out at 54. Now, before we wrap this video, the question is, where do we re-enter? The next big support area on the chart is down in the 52s. So, the question is, we're about halfway through the J period, a little more than halfway through. If we know there's support at the 52s, do we take a position here It would be better than where we'd have to pay more than what we just got stopped out. I'd prefer to wait for a little second. We're going to wrap the video and wait a minute.